Yeah, what's up, Ryan?
Ooh, welcome to the Halloween Looney Duels. Ooh, it's Halloween the day you're watching this. Ooh.
Ryan, it's not gonna be Halloween when they watch this.
You, you mean you can't edit this like in an hour? Just get it. Just get it
I
out.
really can't.
Uh,
I gotta take the kids trick-or-treating, Ryan. I gotta dress up my little ones in their matching Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck costumes and take them down the block.
but we watched so many Halloween shorts this week. I have so many Halloween jokes. We're gonna touch about Witch Hazel. We could talk about Witch Hazel's stats.
It's gonna be November when the people hear this one.
What about Gossamer? We're gonna talk about Gossamer.
We did not watch anything with Gossamer.
Gossamer? Remember what you did with Gossamer?
No, shh. It's gonna be okay. I'm so sorry. Oh no. I ruined Halloween.
This was supposed to be the awesome Witch Hazel, Gossamer, and other Halloween character episode.
Can you name another Witch Hazel episode off the top of your head right now? Okay.
No, give me a... She was in the pilot for Laugh Riot.
Hey everybody, welcome to Looney Duels.
Okay.
This is a podcast where we power scale the Looney Tunes and discuss if they would win if they were thrown in a room together with just their bare hands and their wits. And we have made so many exciting discoveries this year, haven't we?
We have. We've learned a lot about all our favorite characters. We learned so much about Dark Porky and his evil schemes. We learned about Elmer Fudd being the saddest man to ever be born. Yeah, we've learned a lot.
Yeah, and this time we have a special treat because we're bringing back some guys that we haven't talked about, I feel like, in a bit, right?
Ooh.
Has it been a bit?
It's been... What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Goofy Gophers. Yeah!
Okay, Halloween is saved, everyone.
What do you think the Goofy Gophers like? You know, that they definitely do a themed Halloween costume, right?
No, they always do. There's no way they don't do matching costumes every year. Like this year we're peanut butter and jelly. This year, I'm an exquisite roast beef sandwich, and Tosh is a delicious side of asparagus steamed. Yeah, stuff like that.
They would have some lame ass costumes. I feel like they would dress up as like characters from like a musical that like nobody really saw, but they like love and adore, and they wanted to do it, so they did it, and they just keep having to explain their costume like at the Halloween party. Like everybody who asks what they're dressed up as, they have to like go into their spiel, and they're just kind of like annoyed by it by the end of the night.
This show could be so great if I knew anything about musicals to extend the bit of who Macintosh be dressed as.
Well, that's the beauty of it, is that it could be anybody.
Oh, you know, see, Mac could be like, and I'm Javert. There we go. That's the only one I know.
That'd be good. But yes, we are talking about our Goofy Gophers today.
I'm
our Goofy
so
Gophers.
excited.
What's the name of this one?
This is a ham and a roll. And this exciting short, Looney Tunes dog, one of them, he probably has a name that I'm forgetting. Lou can do research and put it on screen and edit it like in, like put like a noise here, like, hey guys.
No, he doesn't have a name. We've looked it up before.
Okay.
This is just the Goofy Gophers dog.
Yeah,
doesn't have a name.
The Goofy Gophers dog himself quits being the a wacky dog and wants to be a Shakespeare dog, and he goes home and he throws the book that the Goofy Gophers were sleeping out the window, and then they decide it's time for murder, pretty much.
Yes, the Goofy Gophers have been spited by this Shakespeare dog. He is tired of doing the pie in the face routine, and he wants something more, I don't know, sophisticated?
Yeah.
So he drives to his country home. He specifically says his country home, which is where I have to take a pause here.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the Goofy Gophers, but this dog is loaded.
Right.
This dog is mega rich if he has a country home that he can escape to, after the harrows of his life in the city.
And it's a nice house, too. It's got, like, fancy furniture and, like, a nicely painted wall. He's got, like, a bunch of, like... It's 2 stories. He's got, like, a huge backyard. Like, this isn't a cheapo house. This dude paid for this.
Do you think he got all that money from his like comedy routines, from his pie in the face routines?
Maybe he got it from all the injuries from the last time the Goofy Gophers were horrible and mean to him, and he sued them.
But didn't they have a right to be mean to him? I don't remember what he did to them last time. I think he was just trying to like kill them for no reason.
I guess so. Yeah, you know, maybe it is the acted thing and not an awesome Looney Tunes lawyer case that happened off screen.
Well, in this one, they're kind of in his property. I mean, it doesn't even take place like in the yard or the garden.
No.
Where I feel like gophers have a right to be. It takes place in his own home, and that feels a little invasive, you know, a little problematic of the Goofy Gophers.
Yeah, a little yikes. Ooh, Goofy Gophers. Ooh, bad on your part.
Well, what kind of shenanigans do our beloved gophers get up to?
I don't know.
Today?
They just want to murder this guy. They try like waterboarding him at some point.
They're kind of schemy.
Yeah.
They make plans. They whisper to each other. They call each other on the phone from like a different room in the house, which I feel like if you want to do an awesome modern Looney Tunes show, I feel like they would be the type of guys who would text from like a foot away from each other. Like they're just on opposite
yes, so
sides of the
true.
room.
Yeah, they would like, yeah, no, totally.
No, yeah, they would start sending like memes to each other, and like even though they're like both just sitting next to each other and looking at the exact same thing, there's like a gag where it pulls around to show you what's on their screen, and they're literally scrolling through identical timelines. Like algorithmically,
Yeah.
like influence timelines are exactly the same.
I want to talk about the Goofy Gophers are very practical with the surroundings, right?
Yeah.
When they're in an area, they know how to use it. When there's a bathtub in their area, you know, they'll waterboard a guy. When they're in a kitchen area, they'll get some stinky food from the kitchen. But then also they will have a horse. The Goofy Gophers have a horse.
Yeah, that's like a tool they have in their belt. A horse that they can just bring in on command to kick the dog whenever they want.
Yeah, I don't know where they got the horse. I'm gonna be honest. I can't believe these goofy gophers, these kind of goofy gophers, like these kind of goofy-ish gophers would have a horse. I mean, where did they get it? What's up with that?
Well, I think that the Goofy Gophers lead a very rich life, and they have lots of friends. Maybe the horse is a guy they get brunch with sometime. You know, you ever think of that?
I guess so, but like, I don't. Can they summon the horse at will? Like, that'd still be important for like discussing some stats. Can they summon the horse at will, or do they need to be near the horse?
I think they'd have to call him on the phone, and he'd have to like show up.
Okay.
Like the horse shows up kind of later in this scene, in this whole like short. So maybe they called him towards the beginning of the short, like, hey, we're gonna need you later. Can you think you could swing by in like 15-20 minutes? And the horse like is like, I don't know. I mean, I could try and make it. I got, you know, my kid's soccer game later tonight, but I'll try and make by like real quick, just so you know, I'll swing by towards the end. And he shows up, but he has to be like called, and he has to like physically travel because he's just like a friend.
Right. Okay. So he's on hire, but do you think someone else could hire the horse? Like if the dog wanted to hire the horse, could he?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, the dog has money, clearly.
Right.
But maybe is the horse, you know, a man of principle? Like, is he going to be like, no, I'm not going to help you, dog, because like the Goofy Gophers are my guys, they're my friends.
Right. That's the thing to ask. We just don't know like where this horse's liabilities. So like, I don't know if I can mark horsepowers down in the Goofy Gophers kit. Yeah, that's a hard thing to determine.
Well, I think at the very least they know a horse, and that could be useful for a lot of things.
Maybe a few.
Yes. Now, the Goofy Gophers win, very obviously, but
yeah.
Well, actually, so the way this short ends is they kick the Shakespeare dog, and he kind of goes back to his old job as, you know, getting thrown pies in his face and whatnot, and it just kind of ends like he went back to the status quo, which he didn't want to. He wanted to be taken seriously as a Shakespearean actor. So he technically lost that battle, but I mean, he's still, I have to assume, just making bank at his original job, right? Like, it's like he just went out on a little venture and then it didn't work out and he came back. Is that really like a loss?
He both got his ass beat and went back to a job he hated, so I think he lost.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. No fight in that one. Well, good. Congratulations, Goofy Gophers, on your like a millionth win.
Yeah, these guys just can't stop winning. The next one is a Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner short. This is Chariots of Fur.
This is one of them '90s ones, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the '90s ones. What do you have to think? What do you think about this one? What do you think about what is added to the lore?
Okay, so a few things.
Okay.
This short starts with Wile E. Coyote running into a sign that says, like, the Surgeon General warns that, like, chasing roadrunners is bad for your health.
Right.
And I think this is the first time anybody has ever, like, even in sign form, told Wile E. Coyote, this isn't healthy and you need help.
Right.
And he is very dismissive of it. Very dismissive.
There is some off-screen force in the Looney Tunes world that desperately is trying to do you think Wile E. Coyote goes to like therapy and this is a therapist trying to get him to stop or something?
I think that Wile E. Coyote doesn't think he needs therapy. Like, he doesn't this proves, because he like he scoffs and he goes on and he spends the rest of the short chasing Roadrunner. This proves to me that there is no like talking Wile out of this, right? You can't just say, look, man, you're hurting yourself, you're gonna kill yourself doing this. He's not gonna listen to you. He wants that damn Roadrunner.
Right, yeah. The Wile E. Coyote is not gonna stop until he gets the Roadrunner, is kind of what we learned here. Like, there's no stop. He's not gonna be satisfied. Like, if I bought Wile E. Coyote like a rotisserie chicken, he'd still keep going because he needs the Roadrunner. The rotisserie chicken won't satisfy him.
No, you could give him a beautiful meal. You could give him another Roadrunner, and it wouldn't matter. It's this guy he wants, and he is not going to take no for an answer. And it's just kind of sad. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's kind of pathetic that which is just forever. This just gonna be chasing Roadrunner, and he's not gonna get him. I know that.
I know. There's no way. There's a point in the short where Wile E. buys Acme lightning bolts, which I feel like we gotta address the elephant in the room, which is Acme Corporation.
Right, yeah. We need to maybe discuss, like, what this company is, and, like, does any other Looney Tune besides Wile E. kind of order from them? If Bugs Bunny wanted to, like, get lightning powers, would it just be over for everyone? Because, like, if Bugs had the lightning powers, it'd just be over.
I mean, I just assumed that Bugs Bunny can naturally produce lightning.
That's probably true. That's fair.
But pin in that, so he throws the lightning bolt at Roadrunner, and the Roadrunner, this thing is fast, and almost as fast as him, and he seems like absolutely delighted by it. The way I would describe it is he looked like a dog with like a ball.
Uh-huh.
Like, he was really excited. He was like letting it chase him. He was like, giving it the runaround, and he was not worried a single second, which I think just kind of further proves our theory that to Roadrunner, this is just like a big game he thinks they're playing. Like, he thinks that Wile E. just gave him like a toy to play with.
I was gonna ask about that. Yeah. This short really heavily leans on to like the fact that like Roadrunner is aware of what they're doing. Like, he's not ambivalent or like oblivious to it. Like, he likes to play the game. He likes playing this game, this chasing game.
Oh yeah. He's not unaware. He doesn't, he knows it's happening, and he just thinks it's more lighthearted than maybe Wile E. To Wile E., this is life or death.
Right. Well, maybe. Do you think maybe it's kind of dickish? Roadrunner just doesn't go like, "Hey man, you gotta cut it out," and he just lets him keep going.
I think the Roadrunner is kind of a dick.
You think so? Yeah, I think so too.
He kind of fucks with him sometimes, like in ways he doesn't have to. Like, if a coyote's chasing you, yeah, inconvenient. Just go away. You can run wherever you want. You can run to a different desert. You could just go away for a little bit. You could wait him out. He'll starve to death probably soon. So just wait him out a little bit.
Roadrunner could stop running anytime. Put his like feet on his like coyote shoulder, like, man, we gotta stop this. Like, you're hurting yourself so bad, and I don't want to get eaten. You just go eat that rotisserie chicken somebody offered you earlier.
Maybe Roadrunner's the only one who could get through to Wile E. if he actually stopped and talked to him. Like, Wile E. wouldn't listen to literally anybody else, not even the Surgeon General.
Yeah. Well, that offers a brand new, interesting manipulation strategy on the battlefield. Like when the Looney Tunes battle royale happens, like Roadrunner could manipulate Wily at any moment. Now that we know he's aware, like he could be like, "Hey, man, you gotta stop it," and they like hug it out. But then Roadrunner sticks a knife in Wily's back.
Oh no! You think that he would do that?
Yeah, I think Roadrunner would murder Wile E. Coyote.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say.
True.
Yeah,
probably very true. A stat to put here. At one point, I think the Roadrunner does something with, I forget what, but he says that he's very Roadrunners are very flexible, which is, I don't know what he wanted me to do with that information.
And he can outrun lightning. Don't forget that. He's faster than light.
Which could prove to be pretty interesting in the later rankings, I guess. A quick question, because I don't think we're gonna talk about him much. Do you think Roadrunner could beat Speedy Gonzales in a race?
No.
No. Ooh. You think that the fastest mouse in Mexico could beat Roadrunner?
He is the fastest mouse in Mexico, so I mean, like...
Yeah, for all we know, Roadrunner's just an average Roadrunner.
Yeah, like, there's no being the fastest mouse in Mexico.
No, absolutely not. Arriba.
Arriba. His shorts aren't on HBO Max, so we never listed them. Maybe we should go back and add Roadrunner.
Maybe we should add a few of it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should add a few of Speedy. Yeah, he's like not... Like, you can't watch Speedy Gonzales, and I know why, but...
They don't even have the awful, like, Speedy and Speedy and Daffy shorts of later years everyone hates.
Yeah, which would be kind of really funny to watch, actually. I think we should find some of those and dedicate an episode to it.
Maybe we should.
That'd be fun. I'll write that down in my notebook. Well,
hey, Lou.
Yeah?
Guess who won this one?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and guess the Roadrunner won this one.
Ooh, how did you know?
Wow, it's so crazy.
That's insane. Sorry,
Wily. I don't know if Wily's ever gonna win. Even Porky's gotten a win before.
Yeah, Wily's gonna go up against Bugs later. It's just never gonna go in his favor. He's just always gonna lose. I think he might be the ultimate loser by the end of this.
We'll see. We have another loser to talk about right now.
Oh, that's true.
In our next episode, which is Canary Row, which I am going to it's got Tweety and Sylvester in it. But
yeah, who gives a shit about them? I want to talk about Granny right now.
Granny's in this episode, and I would have classified this episode as a Granny versus Sylvester episode.
Granny is so badass in this one. she fucking gets Sylvester, like she gets him.
So Tweety's in a windowsill. He's in his little bird cage. He's singing a little song about how he doesn't know how old he is, which. Okay,
yeah, hold on. Let's before we get to Granny. I think Tweety's age has been a sin of mystery for us for a bit. This isn't helping at all.
Who knew that he didn't even know his own age? Yeah. That's not helpful to us. What are we supposed to put on the spreadsheet under age, under Tweety?
That Tweety bird could be anything from a stupid little baby to a slutty old man. I don't know.
No, we just don't know. It's so scary.
Yeah, I'm terrified of Tweety.
But he doesn't do a lot in he's going back to his classic strategy of every time Sylvester comes at him, he just goes, help, and Granny comes and smacks him in the head with her cane or whatever.
Right.
And Sylvester's just throwing himself at this wall, just trying to get this fucking bird, and Granny's having none of it.
So I think on the hierarchy, Sylvester's on bottom, Tweety's in middle, and Granny's on top in terms of power, which kind of I think brings up an interesting point. If Granny wanted to kill Tweety, she could.
Oh yeah, easily. Oh, that's not even a question. And the only thing is Granny doesn't. Granny loves Tweety Bird, which is her only flaw.
Yes, Granny's only flaw is her love for this stupid bird.
Yeah, and she even outwits Sylvester multiple times. Sylvester beats the crap out of a monkey after luring him with a banana.
Yeah, but what was with that? So that kind of made me want Sylvester to keep losing, honestly.
Well, Sylvester's done this before in previous shorts. He'll attack random passerbys or just random people in the area to steal their clothes or disguise himself or whatever, or get past something. He's actually kind of a brute.
Yeah.
Sylvester when he wants to be. He can lift 500 pounds, as we found out in this episode. He lifts up a big weight. But he dresses up in this monkey's little, like, costume, and he sneaks into Granny's house, and Granny, pretends to give him a little money, and Sylvester, like, lifts his hat up to say, like, thank you, and it reveals his cat ears, and she's like, ha! Fucking gotcha! And she beats the shit out of him. Throws him out the window.
That's worth putting on Granny's spreadsheet. She isn't fooled by disguises.
No, not at all. Granny's actually very smart. Smarter than you think. I feel like when you think about, like, Granny in these shorts, you kind of imagine her as kind of oblivious to what's going on around her, but she's really not.
Granny's got the highest, I think, intelligence stat of the Toons, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, she's pretty smart. She's pretty up there with, like, Bugs, I would say. She's pretty schemy herself.
There is a point in this short where she goes out of her way to make a plan just to like attack
Sylvester. Yeah, I guess they're in a hotel, and she calls down for someone to come and grab her bags and her bird. Sylvester, pretends to be a bellhop, goes and grabs the cage and stuff and takes it into a back alley, and he, like, lifts up the cloth, and Granny's in the cage, and she's like, ha! Got him!
Right, yeah, she's insane. No, she knew Sylvester was going to pull a trick, and did this just so she could hit him with her umbrella.
Also, one more thing.
Yeah?
And this is important. Sylvester talks a little bit in this one.
Yeah?
And he talks to Granny at one point while he's in a disguise, and she understands him.
Right.
So Sylvester can talk to humans.
That's something to keep in mind. Sylvester is not much of a pet as much as he's a person who's a cat. I
don't know why Sylvester... So out of all the Looney Tunes that are animals, Sylvester is the one who is, like, treated the most like just like a regular animal, like a pet or like a stray cat or something.
Right.
But he can still talk, like, he can communicate with humans. He's shown to know how to talk to them. They understand him. He's a man just kind of, like, running around in the streets like naked.
Yeah.
It's kind of horrifying.
This adds so many layers to Sylvester as a character.
I mean, like, for real. I mean, he's not in, like, any kind of... He's a cat, right? So he doesn't really have a natural environment, like, outside. He's not like a wild cat or anything like that. He's not no cougar or nothing.
Right.
He's just a regular ass cat. So he should be able to, like, get a job and have an apartment, just like Porky. Because Porky is in a similar situation. He can talk and be understood by people. He wears little clothes. He has a job. He has a mortgage. He goes to work.
Right. The only thing stopping Sylvester is a pair of clothing, and that's it.
He needs, like, a shirt and, like, a hat.
If Sylvester had a shirt, I would make him pay rent.
And here he is, like, crawling around, trying to sneak into people's windows and get this bird. Why are you making me feel sympathetic for Tweety, Sylvester? Like, get it together, please.
Yeah, you freak.
But there are later shorts where he is, like, more of a pet with Granny and Tweety in the same house. And I feel like those are going to be really interesting. Because as of now, Sylvester is an outsider, right?
Right.
He is a stray cat. He's an intruder in the house or in the room or whatever. In later shorts, he's part of the family, and his relationship with Granny, I feel like, is going to be, like, very interesting to explore and talk about.
Do you think Granny adopted Sylvester just to make sure he couldn't keep doing this to other Tweety birds around the world?
That's very possible. Or maybe she adopted him because she found out Tweety was killing these guys on a regular basis.
She has to save whatever species of cat Sylvester is from going extinct because Tweety Bird keeps going outside to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, who do you think wins this one?
It's Granny. I'm not going to even say Tweety. Granny won this one.
You're right. It is a Granny win. It's not a Tweety win. It's a Granny win.
Tweety didn't do shit. This was a Granny win.
Exactly. I am so happy that our next short is Rabbit Every Monday. Because it's got my guy, Yosemite Sam's back at it again.
I'm so excited to see Yosemite Sam, honestly.
I love that guy. I think he's a laugh riot if you You must know.
She's so funny. Yeah, this is a short. It kind of puts Yosemite in an interesting role. He's being a hunter in this one.
Yeah, he's kind of filling the Elmer role a little bit, which is kind of fun to see how Yosemite Sam would react to, I don't know, Bugs Bunny's antics when he's supposed to be playing, like, the hunter.
Right. Because
it's very different to how Elmer reacts.
Yeah, because most of the time when we see our dear good friend, Yosemite Sam, he's kind of just like, he's doing like a cowboy type thing, right? Like he's like, "Oh, this is my land," type of situation.
He's a cowboy. He's a pirate. He's like, you can put him in any kind of like military outfit, and he'll probably fit in. Because he's most of the time he's doing like his job,
right?
Or just kind of, or he's kind of roughing it, doing his own thing, flying by the seat of his pants. But in this, he's wearing like he's wearing like overalls, and he's got like a shotgun, and he's walking around the woods. He's got like just a nice little hat on. This is just to eat. He's just getting something to eat right now. He lives in the woods or something.
Unlike Elmer Fudd, who was a vegetarian.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd, who is a vegetarian, lives in a very nice house in a very nice neighborhood and doesn't need to go into the woods to get food. But Yosemite Sam absolutely does.
Elmer Fudd hunts for sport.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd can go to the grocery store and get some like nice choice beef or whatever. Oh no, he's a vegetarian. He gets some nice, like, I don't know, lettuce. He can have a nice meal at home.
Yeah.
Yosemite Sam is like, he living in the woods. He's got to chop firewood. He's got to, boil a little bit of water to put in his bathtub, that kind of thing. And he's got to go into the woods, and he has to shoot Bugs Bunny so that he can get something in his tummy. He's not being mean. He's just trying to eat.
I think it's worth noting that immediately off the bat here, Bugs Bunny doesn't take this guy seriously whatsoever in this one. He's a joke to him.
No, yeah. Not at all. He's having a good time. He's cooking some carrots, and Sam comes up to him, does his usual. And at some point, he gets Bugs Bunny, like ties something around him or something, and Bugs is just kind of like, all right, whatever, let's go.
Yeah, because even when he gets kidnapped, it's just a joke to this guy. Like he says, "Get her in the oven." He's like, "Nah."
Yeah. Yeah, Yosemite Sam's trying to cook him. Bugs is, just like, don't wanna. Okay, fine, I will. Kind of goes in. It's really not a big deal. And then they go through what I can only describe as that one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward sees Patrick and SpongeBob playing inside a box. And just it just sounds like a really good time in there.
Right. Before we get there, can we talk about Bugs Bunny's awesome gum powers?
What do you mean?
His awesome bubblegum powers that he has now?
Oh, his ooey gooey sticky bubblegum power.
This was huge for me. Bugs Bunny now has awesome ooey gooey sticky gummy ooey gooey bubblegum powers. And
doesn't Daffy have that?
He does, but I think Bugs Bunny is even better at it.
Okay. Like he is at most things.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny's bubblegum powers are absurd. He destroys Elmer in the first few minutes. Yosemite in the first few minutes of this short with his bubblegum powers. Like it's insane. His bubblegum powers are off the chart.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a move to look out for. If a warning to all other Looney Tunes, when you're out in the battlefield and you see Bugs Bunny, do not give him a piece of bubblegum.
Well, here's the thing. Bugs Bunny usually works with the environment he has, right? But in this case, he was just carrying the bubblegum around.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got a little gum in his back pocket, I mean, what can you even do?
Does he always carry it around? That's worth thinking about. Like, if he's got it, like, what are you gonna do? Exactly. Who knows?
Die?
Yeah, die. That's all you can do.
Well, I love how this short ends.
Okay.
So paint me a picture.
So Bugs Bunny is cooking Yosemite Sam. Before this, he kind of tricks Yosemite Sam into getting the oven by pretending there's a huge party going on. And then Yosemite walks in and Bugs begins to cook him. And then he goes, "I can't do this to this stupid idiot. I feel bad." So he goes to let him out. But it turns out there's an actual party happening there. And then Bugs Bunny goes in and celebrates the party. And that's how it ends.
Yeah, like, you kind of feel bad at first. You're like, oh man, Bugs Bunny tricked Yosemite Sam into going into a fucking lit oven. and Bugs even starts to feel a little bad about it.
Yeah.
He opens it up, and it's just an absolute rager in there. Like, Yosemite Sam is having a time of his life. Which means this is a win for both of them, isn't it?
Bugs Bunny does kick his ass, so the show we need to keep that in mind, but this is a double win. Yes.
Yeah, because, I mean, despite that, at the very end, I mean, Yosemite Sam is happy.
Right.
And he's probably eating good in there.
Yeah.
So that's good for him. You know what? I loved this. I loved this ending. I loved seeing Yosemite Sam get a win. I mean, Bugs Bunny win was inevitable. But...
Yeah.
And if I could, I would have tried to figure out some way to make this only a Yosemite Sam win, but Bugs is pretty pleased with the end results here as well. So
everyone's happy. We can take solace in that.
Yes, that's very true.
Okay, you want to answer some YouTube questions?
I would love to answer some YouTube questions.
Okay, this one is from the Mutant Space Dancer. I wonder if Dark Porky is sort of akin to an awakening of cartoon powers that every Looney Tune is locked within them, that Porky has just never reached, hence his pitiful nature, but if it does slip out when he's at max rage meter, giving him intense cartoon strength. So the idea here is every Looney Tune, no matter their skill level, has this, like, beast they can unleash, right? Like, you know, maybe Taz has it out at all times, and Bugs has kind of mastered it, like, he's kind of calmed it, like, he's like, you know, he's kind of the psychic master who's mastered, like, his psychic skills. He doesn't, like, have emotional explosions, but, like, Elmer or Porky or maybe some of the other kind of more meek Looney Tunes like Sylvester or something, like they have their dark forms deep within them. Or maybe someday Foghorn will get so mad at Barnyard Dog that Dark Foghorn will come out.
Well, that's an interesting one. Like, I feel like Daffy's probably had that come out a time or two. Some others I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, I think every Looney Tunes has the potential to really, like, unlock something, like, horrible and scary inside them and, like, just let it out, you know, just let it come forth.
No, I think that's totally a thing. I mean, maybe someday, if Foghorn just goes one step too hard, for example, Barnyard Dog might, like, turn into, like, a giant, scary dog beast creature and, like,
turns
go
into
crazy.
A demon.
Yeah, and he just might grab, like, Foghorn by the neck and, like, no more games, and then just crush him.
I think that's very possible. I mean, we've seen it firsthand with Porky. If Porky can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all the Looney Tunes dark forms that will be unlocked over the... Just watch now, because I'm sure we'll be seeing them.
Oh yeah, and they're definitely coming to multiverses, all of them.
Oh, you know, when Dark Gossamer happens, it's over. I'm so excited to see Dark Gossamer. From Gronkoi, I have a question about Henry Chickenhawk. Do you have to be there with Henry in real life? Or could somebody pull up a picture of you and Henry would track you down in full detective mode? Meaning all you would need is to kill a person is their picture and that's it.
As much as I love Henry Chickenhawk and think he is very powerful, I do think you have to be in the vicinity of him. I don't think Henry's going to walk very far for you.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know. This is a really interesting, complex question because this is important for the matchup. Like, you know, when the Looney Tunes battle royale happens, if, like, I don't know, if Porky Pig pulls out a picture of Tweety Bird and says, "Oh, look at this delicious chicken," but, like, Tweety Bird's on the other side of the map, like the Fortnite map they're fighting on.
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna matter? Like, is he gonna?
Well, I guess it depends on if he gets interrupted on the way, right? Like, maybe uninterrupted, if he's walking towards Tweety Bird, even if he is on the other corner of the map, he's got, like, his check mark pinned on Tweety Bird's head. He's walking over that way. If one of Tweety Bird's allies, like, it stops him in the middle of his trek and points him in another direction, Henry's going to just forget completely about Tweety. He's going to just move on.
I think Henry is like a ticking time bomb, right? You can keep getting him away, but eventually he's going to catch someone.
Right, and it's just a matter of who he's gonna land on. Like,
yeah,
at the end.
So, like, you need to see him when it happens, or else he's gonna get you.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I that's how I'm leaning towards. I think it's a good way to get rid of him if you can, but it's not a guarantee to get your opponent.
Right, because there are so many opportunities for that to go wrong, or for him to be, like, led in a different direction. There's just no telling what he could do.
Exactly. All right, I think that's it for questions this time.
Woohoo!
What a great show where we learned so much about all the awesome Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah, it's been a great time. We'll catch you all sooner or later, and we're gonna just dive deep into some of our favorite guys yet again. Make sure to comment, like the video.
Like the video, join the Patreon, and follow on Twitter for more exciting updates.
Alrighty, everybody. Watch out behind you. It's the Goofy Gophers. And they're looking for a third. Run away. Bye. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.